Several reputable companies carry square D FSP-230 and FSP-130 fuse blocks. Firstly, Automation Direct is a source for these fuse blocks. Secondly, EOD Components offers a selection of FSP-230 and FSP-130 fuse blocks. Thirdly, Industrial Control Direct provides fuse blocks. Fourthly, RS Components is another supplier for fuse blocks. Fifthly, Newark also carries fuse holders and blocks. Now to address the question of fusing the FSP-230 for 20 amp circuits. Yes, the FSP-230 fuse block can be fused down to 20 amps for a 2-pole, 230 volt circuit. In holder A, use a 20 amps fuse. In holder B, also use a 20 amps fuse. It is important to remember that always consult the equipment manufacturer's specifications and applicable electrical codes before replacing or modifying fuses. Incorrect fusing can pose a safety hazard. Fuse blocks are an essential component in electrical systems, providing a safer and convenient way to protect circuits from overcurrents. They house fuses, which are designed to break the circuit if the current exceeds a predetermined level, preventing damage to equipment and reducing the risk of electrical fires. The Square D FSP-230 and FSP-130 are specific models of fuse blocks manufactured by Square D, a well-known brand in the electrical industry. When searching for replacement fuse blocks, it's crucial to find reputable suppliers who can provide genuine or reliable alternatives. These suppliers typically specialize in electrical components and have a track record of providing quality products. When replacing fuses, it's essential to use the correct type and size for the application. Fuses are rated in amps, which indicates the maximum current they can carry before blowing. Using a fuse with a higher amp rating than the circuit is designed for can be dangerous, as it may not protect the equipment from overcurrents. On the other hand, using a fuse with a lower amp rating can cause nuisance tripping, where the fuse blows unnecessarily. In the specific case of a 2-pole, 230 volts, 20 amp circuit, the FSP-230 fuse block can be fused down to 20 amps. This means that you can use 20 amps fuses in both fuse holders of the block. However, it's crucial to verify that the equipment being protected by the circuit is indeed rated for 20 amps. The equipment's nameplate should indicate its maximum current draw. It's also important to consult the National Electrical Code, or NEC, for guidance on fuse sizing. The NEC provides tables and guidelines for determining the appropriate fuse size for various applications. For example, NEC Table 310.15b16 provides ampacity ratings for conductors based on their size and insulation type. This table can be used to determine the minimum conductor size required for a 20 amp circuit. The NEC also specifies requirements for overcurrent protection, including the use of fuses or circuit breakers. These requirements are designed to ensure that circuits are adequately protected from overcurrents, which can cause damage to equipment and pose a safety hazard. When working with electrical systems, it's always important to follow safe work practices. This includes energizing the circuit before working on it, using appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves and eye protection, and following all applicable electrical codes. If you are not comfortable working with electrical systems, it's best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the work. Electricians have the training and experience necessary to safely and effectively install and maintain electrical systems. In addition to fuses and fuse blocks, there are other types of overcurrent protection devices available, such as circuit breakers. Circuit breakers are similar to fuses in that they are designed to break the circuit if the current exceeds a predetermined level. However, circuit breakers can be reset after they trip, while fuses must be replaced. Circuit breakers are often used in place of fuses in residential and commercial electrical systems. When selecting an overcurrent protection device, it's important to consider the specific application and the requirements of the electrical code. Fuses and circuit breakers are available in a variety of types and sizes, and it's important to choose the right one for the job. It's also important to ensure that the overcurrent protection device is properly installed and maintained. This includes inspecting the device regularly for damage and replacing it if necessary. Overcurrent protection devices are an essential part of any electrical system, and they play a critical role in protecting equipment and preventing electrical fires. By following safe work practices and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can ensure that your electrical system is properly protected. The FSP-230 fuse block, like other fuse blocks, is designed to provide a secure and reliable connection for fuses. The fuse block typically consists of a base, which is mounted to a panel or other surface, and one or more fuse holders. The fuse holders are designed to accommodate fuses of a specific size and type. When installing fuses in a fuse block, it's important to ensure that they are properly seated in the fuse holders. A loose or improperly seated fuse can cause arcing, which can damage the fuse block and create a fire hazard. It's also important to ensure that the fuse block is properly grounded. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the overcurrent protection device and prevent electrical shock. Fuse blocks are typically made of durable materials, such as plastic or ceramic, that can withstand the heat and stresses associated with electrical circuits. However, fuse blocks can be damaged by overcurrents, moisture, and other factors. If a fuse block is damaged, it should be replaced immediately. A damaged fuse block can create a fire hazard and may not provide adequate protection for the circuit. When replacing a fuse block, it's important to choose a replacement that is compatible with the existing wiring and equipment. The replacement fuse block should have the same voltage and current rating as the original fuse block. It should also be designed to accommodate the same type and size of fuses. In addition to replacing fuse blocks, it's also important to maintain them properly. This includes cleaning the fuse block regularly to remove dust and debris. Dust and debris can accumulate on the fuse block and create a fire hazard. It's also important to inspect the fuse block regularly for damage, such as cracks or broken terminals. Damaged fuse blocks should be replaced immediately. By following these tips, you can ensure that your fuse blocks are properly installed, maintained, and replaced. This will help to protect your electrical system from overcurrents and prevent electrical fires. In summary, finding reputable suppliers for square D FSP-230 and FSP-130 fuse blocks involves checking with companies like Automation Direct, AOD Components, Industrial Control Direct, RS Components, and Newark. The FSP-230 can indeed be fused down to 20 amps for 2-pole, 230-volt circuit using 20 amps fuses in both holders. However, always prioritize safety by consulting manufacturer specifications and applicable electrical codes.